Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to the other apostles of great Millstone who teach and rule well, and shalom to the sincere Akim, spreading his truth and sincerity. Shalom. So, as some of y'all might know, recently, my wife left me, and this also had an impact on me being able to see my daughter, because y'all know how things like that go, man. Especially, if you're dealing with a Jake woman, whose emotions are up and down and things like that, who's I don't really have to talk about that, because the only truth that have dealt with Jake females know what I'm talking about, which is of course different for every brother, but there are a lot of similarities as well. But the point that I want to bring out, during times like this, because I mentioned it in another video as well, we all read about it, we all know about it, we all bring it out, but then comes the part where these things might come in our life to test us and to see whether we keep the faith towards Yahawashi. This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren, or sisters, or fathers, and mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So if the point comes there that you need to, lose and forsake, your family, whether it's your actual parents, whether it's your actual brothers, in the flesh, your biological brothers, whether it's your actual wife and children, if the point comes there that you have to forsake them to continue in the truth, or you lose them within this truth, we need to understand what we're going to receive back. And like I also mentioned in the other video, yes, emotions will come, emotions will start to play and have an effect on you and your life. The thoughts come in the mind. Am I gonna see my daughter? Yes or no? So many answers that come in your mind, but we need to understand that these things came in our life, and it never would have turned out to be anything else than what actually happened in your life. Because if we go to Proverbs chapter 24, verse 20, around verse 20, 21. 21 verse 24. Let me see. Men's going with the Lord. Proverbs 20 verse 24. So this is where it says, "Men's going of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?" So the things that happen in your life are directed by Yahawashi. So whatever comes to your life was already predestined to happen. Similar to how we, as the elect Yahawashi, I'm part of that as well. How we were already predestined to come into this truth, and to Yahawashi also receive salvation. So understand this as well. The things that came in your life, with family, children, father, mother, all these things that happened, understand this. It never would have turned out to be anything other than that. There was nothing that you could have done to change it, man. The things were directed, through the spirit and power of Yahawashi to go in that fashion. Because it also says in what is it? Surah 2. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. So once you come to serve Yahawashi, once the Most High brings you within this truth, then the trials, tribulations, and afflictions come in your life. because we're serving Yahawashi, we're going to be tested. Are we going to remain faithful unto Yahawashi? Are we going to keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability? Are those the things that we're going to do, or are we going to forsake Yahawashi because we're going to be, afflicted? Those are the things that need to come in your mind as well. Like, hey, I'm being afflicted because I serve Yahawashi. I understand what's going on, and I understand the sacrifices and the offering that I might have to make, or the things that I might have to endure for Yahawashi. And these things were said in our walk of life, to test us. Verse 2, set the heart aright, constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. It also says, depart not away. So don't depart away from Yahawashi. Why? Because that thou mayest be increased at the last end. In concerning forsaking your father, your mother, your house, your land, your wife, your children, the increase that you're going to receive is similar to what Job received, man. Look at the story of Job. Job, he himself was an upright man in the eyes of Yahawashi. His children were not. His wife was one of the foolish women because she asked a stupid question. She told Job something very stupid. But Job remained faithful. He departed not away, even though he was afflicted and being put in the fire. He remained faithful unto Yahawashi. In the end, he was increased. He was more wealthy. He had more beautiful children. You see? And that's something that we need to also think about and need to expect in the future ourselves. You see? Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. You see? So, just like gold is tried in the fire to purify it, to make it more, more worth, the same is going to happen with those men that come into the truth. You see? To see, what they're made of. So the reason for me, bringing out this video is to give a little bit more comfort onto those that might go through a similar situation, and the thing that I've meditated upon, during these last weeks. You see? So this is Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things are written aforetime are written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So the things that were written, thousands of years ago, they were written for us to learn. And that through the things that we're going through, we might also have hope, And the beautiful part of this verse also is that it says the comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So the scriptures give us comfort as well. And one of the things that I meditated about is like, hey, nothing, would have changed. This is exactly the way it was supposed to go. This is Psalms chapter 90, verse 9. For all our days are passed away in the wrath. We spend our years as a tale that is told. So this goes into how we are basically living, our life is basically a story, that is written by Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, So we're actually living in a movie, and we're living out the script, you see. What's going to happen with us has already been predestined, Similar to you losing your wife, your children, etc., man. All those things have been predestined, from a long time ago, So you can sit there being all emotional, all up your emotions. Oh, I lost my wife, I lost my child. But you need to understand this, like, hey, this already would have happened, man. This is just, a way for Satan, to try to sift you, to make you follow the truth, But you also need to consider this, man. Is a woman and a child, worth all those things? I love my daughter, man. I would like to see her. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know. all I can do is pray for her, you know, because I also know that whatever happens, I'm going to see my daughter again, because just like um, Abraham, was willing to offer up Isaac, so should we need to be willing to offer up our children, you know. This is Hebrews chapter 11 verse 17. By faith Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, and that's what Abraham did by faith, and that's also something that we need to do by faith, not understanding, what's going to happen, with our children, putting it all in the hands of Yahawashi, but believing and understanding that when the time is there, that we're going to be reunited with our children. Verse 18, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called. You see, so to give a bit of understanding concerning these scriptures themselves, we understand that Abraham had multiple children, by Hagar, by Sarah, and by Keturah. But actually, of all those children, only Isaac, was recognized as his only son by Yahawashi, unto whom was given the promises which are given unto our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The land of Canaan shall be inheritance. We're going to receive the kingdom, the blessings. They shall all, come upon us. Verse 19, accounting that the Most High was able to raise him up even from the dead, from hence also he received him in the figure. So our forefather Abraham understood that even if he would have offered up Isaac, the Most High would be able to raise him up from the dead. So we need to have that same mentality concerning our children. How hard it's going to be, man. Rawchaa, I will be able to see my daughter in the future, even though it's might be a couple of days in the week, I don't know. But hey, you should already have the mindset that you're able to lose everything in this truth. That you're going to be tested, because that's the way how it's set up. Otherwise we're not able to receive the kingdom. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 7, starting at verse 6. And it says, there's also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. And the city is referring to the kingdom. Verse 7, the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if it were fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. And the fire and the water represents the trials and tribulations that we're going through, But it is narrow and dangerous. You see, so it's going to be a hard journey towards the kingdom. And only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. You see, so every brother has his own walk to walk, one by one, but we're all walking towards the same direction. Verse 9, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? So we're only able to receive the kingdom if we are able to and are willing to, endure the things that are being set before us. You see? And that's the thing. And you might say, yeah, but I understand reincarnation, so if I die as a two-third, man, I'll still come back. Yeah, but you're going to be ashamed. Would you rather come, with the current understanding that you have, this body being changed, come there, talk about everything that happened, in your sound mind? Or do you want to be told everything, and eventually, be ashamed for the rest of your life knowing what you have done when you could have been part of the elect, Which, yeah, eventually that is all decided by the Heavenly Father anyway. But hey, verse 10, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. You see, so this is the thing that we need to go to, man. This is given unto us. This is what we need to do in order to receive the kingdom. You see, but the reason for me making this video is because I'm in a certain situation that other brothers might, experience themselves. And how hard it might be, man, how hard it might be to lose, your wife, and your child. Understand this. It never would have gone any other way. The things were set up by Yahawashi because the Most High directs our steps. We are living out the movie of Yahawashi. He puts in front of us what he, wants us to experience. We're being faced with things that, might, make us fall out of the truth for. But we also need to keep the faith that no matter what happens, that we're going to endure. You see, so Yartazah, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of great Millstone who teach and rule well, and shalom to the sincere Akyam, spread his truth and sincerity. Shalom.